Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to another brilliant Doctor Who review for today. And of course, this is a Monday review series, and today we'll be reviewing the fourth story of Doctor Who, aka Marco Polo. So I'm going to talk about basically the story, the plot of the story, and basically what I think about the story, like I've done the last couple of weeks. So this story was broadcast from the 22nd of February to the 4th of April 1964, and I managed to watch this through Telestat Reconstruction that I brought on DVD through basically eBay, because I managed to buy a whole bundle. So this was the first time I actually experienced Marco Polo. And here's the DVD. So what can I say about the story? Now, the plot is kind of okay. The only thing I've got that really lets this story down is basically some of the telesnaps, because some of the telesnaps, I don't know what it is about Telestat reconstructions. I just tend to struggle watching them sometimes. Some of them are pretty good. Really, like the Wheel in Space one was quite good. Where Marco Polo one, I should have really waited for this one to be animated. I actually think I should have waited for this one. But yeah, Marco Polo, let's get into the actual story. So the story itself is brilliant. I really did enjoy the story. So the TARDIS is a little bit damaged after the previous story, aka The Edge of Destruction. So it does need a little bit of repair. So the TARDIS materializes in the middle of the 13th century. And the one thing about this that really annoys me is that the fact they call the TARDIS a flying caravan. Not the TARDIS team, but basically like Marco Polo and the rest of the people from the 13th century. They actually call it a flying caravan. And it just kind of bugs me a little bit. I know why they call it a caravan, but it does absolutely... It really does absolutely bugs me. It really does. Now, the Doctor in this story is actually quite brilliant. I really do enjoy William Hartnell more as season 1 gets on. But I like Hartnell anyway through season 2, because I love season 2. It's my favourite Hartnell season. Marco Polo, it's definitely a story I would go back and revisit, even though the Telestat reconstruction is bad. But it is the only way I can actually experience the story. So let's talk a bit about the plot. I've got it here. When the TARDIS malfunctions on the roof of the world in 1289, which was actually pretty cool, because I do quite enjoy this one. Now, there is a scene in episode 3 where they all come to like a sandstorm. And to be honest with you, I struggle to understand what's going on, because some of the telesnaps weren't quite clear about the sandstorm, because it just kind of, you can hear the storm going on. So some of the storm was actually going on, but then it got to like some telesnaps where it's kind of struggling to see what was going on. There's literally a shot where you got Caroline Ford screaming for Ian and Barbara, and the sandstorm's getting worse and worse and worse. So it does, a telesnap is not as great as some other telesnaps I've seen. It's better than the Underwater Menaces telesnap, and I have to admit that it is better than... I like when the Doctor basically meets Marco Polo and they do get on a little bit, and Marco Polo insists on taking the TARDIS of the Doctor, and the Doctor does, you know, the Doctor, he does his fantastic laugh, like, ha ha ha, I'd like to see you try and get hold of my TARDIS. I'd like to see you try. It was actually quite brilliant. Now, at one point in the story, they are starting to become thirst, because they're getting a bit thirsty, so they're struggling to find water. So when in the TARDIS there's like condensation coming off the wall and it drips onto the actual console, and the Doctor and Susan go out to give it to the actual party that's literally going to go to, where is it, if I spout this right, Cat Hay. So they are going to Cat Hay, and Marco Polo becomes a bit of an idiot, like having to go to the Doctor, you have water in that machine of yours, you have water in there, how dare you not have shed water? And the Doctor's like, I do not have water in there, it's condensation, it's come off the wall, off the walls of the wall. And the more I absolutely hate Marco Polo, he's just a big massive idiot. I don't know what it is, but for somebody who's supposed to be a big historian, I just think he's a big, massive idiot. He's got a big ego. The actor that plays him did it so well. He literally got him so well, where I really think he's a bit of a dick or a bit of an idiot in one kind of way. I just don't care for Marco Polo. Now, when the Doctor's flying cabinet proves to be one of the greatest interests, another party comes interested in it, which is called the Warlord Tigerian, because he also wants the advantage of getting his hands on the TARDIS. So the Doctor is kind of fighting for a way to try and get the TARDIS fixed, so the TARDIS team can get out of there before they get stranded in the 13th century. Now, of course, the Doctor does fix the TARDIS by the time we get to episode 7, and they will do escape from Marco Polo and that century. They do escape, which was kind of okay. It's really good to hear them escape. Well, the fact that I knew they escaped because I have got the keys of Marinus. So that's just kind of a little bit of the plot. And there's not really much I can say about it, because it's not like I can physically enjoy the story because it is missing. The audio is in good condition, but the telesnaps ain't as good as the audio. I'm sorry to say that, but for the story, I was actually exciting. I was very excited about watching this story yesterday for the first time. I watched episode 1, and then I kind of got sidetracked with other Doctor Who stuff, like with the series season 2, aka season 41 was coming out. I have read the Target book, and the Target book makes the adventures sound so much better than the actual telesnaps. So out of the 2 versions I've got, which is basically the Target book and the DVD version, the telesnap version on DVD, which has basically been, I think it's been burnt off Daily Motion. I'm not certain. I did bought it off eBay. What can I say about it? I prefer the Target book. The Target book is absolutely so much better, and it is actually written by the same author who wrote the script, because it is actually done by John Lekai. I can't say the name, sorry, but it's actually done by the same person that actually wrote the Target book. And the Target book is more understanding. I know what's going on, where in the audio I can hear what's going on, but the telesnaps doesn't really match to what is going on. I do like the Doctor with Marco Polo at first, where he's there insisting that Marco Polo's not going to get his hands on the TARDIS, and Marco Polo's insisting he's going to be. I wish I could have seen the TARDIS get put onto Marco Polo's track where they are traveling to Cathay. I would really be interested in that one. The one thing I'll probably have to say, I would actually wait and see if this story gets animated at some point, because I do want to give it a rewatch. It is very rewatchable, but it's just, it needs that animation. I think I do prefer the animations over telesnap reconstruction. I'm sorry to say that. I know some people prefer telesnaps over animations. I think I just prefer the animations over the telesnap reconstruction. Now, don't get me wrong, half of season 3 is still missing, and half of that has got telesnaps. So I might enjoy the telesnaps for those stories, like the Myth Makers, Mission to the Unknown, the Daleks Master Plan, and of course the Massacre. And for season 4, I've got the Highlanders, and season 5, I've got the Wheel in Space, and basically telesnap reconstructions, and I've got the Space Pirates. So I might enjoy them by the time I get to those reviews. But at this current point in time, I'm still not keen on telesnap reconstructions. I don't know why it is, but I just don't connect with them. And like, there's some scenes where I can hear what's going on, but I just wish I could actually see what is happening, instead of the telesnap reconstructions kind of showing one picture and then going straight to another picture, where it's just, where the sound doesn't match what's going on in the pictures. There are some stuff in there that's like, and so I have to rewatch the episodes again twice yesterday, because I did watch this all yesterday afternoon, and I basically spent about 3 hours watching Marco Polo, watching episode 1 twice, episode 2 twice, episode 3 twice, episode 4 twice, episode 5 twice, episode 6 twice, and episode 7 twice, just so I know what's basically going on. So, because the telesnaps really don't match what's going on with the audio, it just bugs me, that does. So Marco Polo as a story, it is a 10 out of 10. I did enjoy the story. The audio is pretty good. I did enjoy this. I really did enjoy it. The only downside to it is the telesnap reconstruction. God, I wish this one was better. Definitely a 10 out of 10. And I'm going to have to give this one a C. My very first C in basically giving them ratings for Doctor Who. It's definitely a C for me. I'm sorry to say that. I wanted to give it a B, but the telesnaps does kind of let it down. But it is 10 out of 10 because the audio is better. It's like listening to a Big Finish audio, but having telesnap reconstruction, which does not work. I will probably get the audio at some point. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of Marco Polo? Have you enjoyed listening to it? Have you got it on CD? Do you have the teleset reconstruction that you can buy on eBay from a seller? The actual one thing I have to say about it, these are in good quality. So these are in very good quality. I have to say, they are absolutely stunning quality. They really are. But yeah, the telesets themselves, they just don't match what's going on. I'm going to wait to the animation. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for awesome Doctor Who content. Have an amazing day, you amazing viewers and subscribers.